Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So I realized I made a mistake. Yucatan is not a primary culture Maya civilization. So what I'm actually going to need to do is annex Los Altos, conquer Yucatan, and then release these areas as Maya. If I'm going to do that thing. Now, I still have a truce with Yucatan for 20 months. Los Altos is low enough in Liberty Desire that I could get them... Mexico is supporting their independence. I could reduce their... Why can't I... this because we have a truce. Alright, we have the same truce as... Or no, not the same truce. Our truce with Los Altos is only another 8 months. Alright, well that'll be fine. So we'll get working on that. So I could pull Yucatan actually into my power block, but I don't want to do that because I want Yucatan to be... I want to do that thing to create that Maya civilization because I've got a lot of Native American heritage pops in my power block in various locations and nowhere they can live without being discriminated. So obviously, I might end up trying to get another one for South American so that I can in South America so that I can have a primary Native American culture somewhere in here, but we'll figure that out at a later point when I've got more pops. I don't know exactly how we'll do it, but we'll do our best. So, rich mineral deposits in California have been drained, mines have been shuttered, and all the prospectors who moved in are beginning to drift away in search of the next big strike. Alluvial gold dried up, miners go home. River dried up due to miner activity, shafts condemned as threat to life. Entered own peril, trespassers will be shot, survivors will be shot again. Can't just let them leave. So let me take a look at some of these populations. So again, let me get a little bit more granular with this. So Maya are indigenous and American heritage. So those folks can live in the Indian Territory okay, but the Indian Territory is... primary culture, Cherokee and Siouan, neither of them, okay, they're indigenous North American. So if I have I have the Indian Territory, which is indigenous North American. I have the Maya Territory, which is Mesoamerican. And then I should be able to have an indigenous Native American state with the indigenous South American trait, and then we can all be happy in Scotland at the same time. All right, that's the medium-term plan. The short-term plan is what? I want to keep banging away at my national debt because my national debt is enormous right now. Getting a nice increase in infamy decay overall. Let's see. Chile wants investment rights. You know. All right, sure. I'll invest in you, Chile. What do you have that's worth building up? What's expensive in your market? You need luxuries. You need clothes. You need your own clothing industry, and that means you're gonna need a furniture industry. Wood is dirt cheap, so that's good. But yeah, you need clothing and you need furniture, and you need ranching to produce the necessary fabric that you need. Do you have any ranching capacity? Is a question Yes, you do, but not a lot. So, let's build a few textile mills. And then we'll build up another ranch as well. And that should help you a lot. We'll build up a logging camp and then another... furniture. No, you're already building furniture somewhere, right? Yes, one here. So we got a logging camp here. Put another logging camp there and furniture manufactory. But we just got a gold mine, a gold field closure event, and that means we have a gold mine opening event. So I'm going to start with that. Obviously, that's going to cost us a little pile of cash, but gold mines are extremely lucrative and a very important thing to have long term in terms of keeping our economy healthy. So this is an interesting number here. This means I can safely build a reasonable... Oh, nope, never mind. All right, now it's much lower. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's just fine. That's doing just fine. Araucania is a quite a large state. You have about one more level of logging camps there. And then, let me see, do you have any other... Probably gonna need more iron eventually. Alright, yes, we've got our government reform. Oh yeah, that's right, I got a government reform. So I could put the industrialists out of the government. And I think I'm gonna do that for now. Well, having them in here is... It's not costing me anything, right? Because I got a government that's heckin' righteous. So unless I want to do something that they don't like, which I don't think I do, we're basically going to be good to go. If I research feminism, that should pull Susan B. Anthony out of the reactionary movement, which might be worthwhile. So I think we're going to do that. So we'll do that after we do mutual funds. And then we'll circle back to military. Derp. Alright, so that's the plan. So... Chile, well, how much leverage have I got over you? 75. Alright, so I'll be able to build that up within good time. I'm very close to another mandate. I think I'll start market unification at that point, because I think market unification will make it a lot easier for me to keep hold of these various of my pact members without obviously turning them into puppet states, which I, you know, have been doing, and it's nice to do. But there we go. On the other hand, Defensive Cooperation 3 turns us into a Grand Alliance, and that's really, really useful. So, considerations. Ideological Truth 3 just gives us minimum legitimacy. I don't think that's that useful. We're getting a mandate every 3 years. I'm going to go with Defensive Cooperation 3. It's time for us to be... So now we're fully hardened, as it were. Now we're a nice, tough faction together. Are these livestock ranches? You low in population, you're low in population. I'm going to build one more level of livestock ranches. You'll probably be able to bring in enough people to support these businesses with no problem. Unless you have some sort of bad situation where people can't immigrate. No, they're on cultural exclusion. They're on censorship, which isn't ideal, but they shouldn't have They shouldn't have a problem bringing people in through immigration. So that will be excellent. Alright, there's steel railway cars. I'm going to swap over my trains production methods, and that is going to mean not needing to build new infrastructure for a while, which would be really, really nice. I also have access to covered markets. I think I'm going to go to that right away, pretty much. Steam trains, yes. Steel railway cars, yes. Yeah, let's go to covered markets. So that's really going to help out our... that's going to create a lot of demand for... Ooh. Yeah, let's create public trams as well. So this will create a lot of demand for glass, which will be good for my glassworks. Demand is still pretty low for porcelain, but that is what it is. Gosh. Paper is still expensive. Motors are still expensive. Grain is still really expensive. This is a good thing to build up in my puppet states, actually. I don't know why I'm going over to Chile like they're in my market. They're not. They're super duper not. A few more in Ecuador. They're my oldest subject state. Well, no, IT was my first, actually. I'll build a couple of couple more farms in IT. No reason not to. Well, these ones are kind of unprofitable, but they'll be profitable more when they've got better throughput, and that'll be nice. And then after that, I'll relax about building. But I love building stuff in my puppet states. It's so fun. I also love reducing the price of grain. British Republic colonized Guinea, very nice. So now that I've built all these things in Chile, yes, leverage is increasing rapidly. So I'll be able to pull them into the Monroe Doctrine Pact, no problem, and that'll be nice. Hopefully, keeping them there will be a goal. So Peru, Bolivia successfully. How much leverage have I got over Peru, Bolivia? I'm a little close. I could definitely get there. I feel like I could get there. So let's start improving relations with them. Maybe we'll be able to get there. Brazil's obviously a big target, but my ability to get leverage over Brazil is, well, actually, I might be able to do it. I might be able to do it. Let me see, who's this? This is the French, the Garonne League. Maybe I'll work on it. Maybe I don't need to turn them all into puppet states. Maybe I can just be nice and build them up, and maybe that'll help. Where am I in the GDP rankings? I'm above the French and the Russians. I'm still below the British, and obviously I'm below the British Raj, because the British Raj is bananas large. British Raj might have its collapse before too long. So that would be nice. That would be a nice thing to happen. Really happy about this number. The Great Train Smash. An enterprising entertainer has arranged for two aging locomotives to run into each other at a local fair. The resulting collision may pose danger to the crowd, although that hasn't stopped Absalom French, leader of the intelligentsia, from declaring that he will have a front row seat at the event. For crying out loud, why? Why do you want to see a train crash so badly? Honestly, I believe that somewhere in the makeup of every normal person, myself included, there lurks a suppressed desire to smash things up. Everyone enjoy the spectacle. He gets increased popularity. 90% chance of extra loyalists from political movements in New Mexico. 10% chance if he dies, and 2% of pops more radical. Absalom French, you're the authoritarian head of the intelligentsia. I think it's fine if you die. Enjoy the spectacle. He did not die. Alright, so Los Altos. Overlord actions, I cannot decrease autonomy because the liberty desire is too high, but it's going down really fast. I think I'll just wait and reduce it when the time comes. It is a little bit less optimal this way, but they're so close. It'll be real soon now. Let me see. This is a weekly basis change, so this is actually going to go quite fast. Now, Yucatan. Our truce lasts for another 8 months, so I will be going after them at that point with a conquest CB. So for now, I'm just chilling, getting my infamy down, and improving relations with these other states in South America. So Peru, Bolivia. What kind of? I could do a Power Bloc embassy for an obligation, but I don't necessarily want that. Could guarantee their independence. That would be an interesting option. We do have an alliance with Ecuador, which is just fine. Still kicking around here. It's gonna be okay. This could easily be as much as 12 weeks. So you know, we gotta chill. Ooh, Hawaiian attitude improved. That's true. I took over Hawaii and I didn't really do anything there. I think. Ooh, they got some iron. Build some iron. Get a little bit of. Tea plantations are quite productive. Tobacco plantations a bit. Cotton as well. Raising concerns. The intelligentsia have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the industrialists. Choosing is always hard, not because the decision is difficult to make, but because the consequences can be a bit inconvenient. Rumors are spreading like smoke from a factory, staining the clear air of the United States of America with a dense and vicious poison. This needs to be addressed, happier intelligentsia, salty industrialists, or the need to accept we can't always please everyone. I want to do the first one. I don't want to get the intelligentsia below 5 because they're giving me a research speed bonus. I know I'm getting really close to losing job creators, but job creators isn't super duper strong, particularly when the industrialists are not powerful, which they're not. I think it's pretty likely we'll have a party split because in the next election, because the industrialists and the intelligentsia are both authoritarians, and we may end up with the rural folk in the Republican Party. We'll see. Gold has been discovered in Nevada. People from all corners of the earth are converging there, confident that they will discover the next great lode and become incredibly rich. It was a single misplaced foot in the river. His son quick at his side, hoisting him from the water before the currents claimed him. Then, as the sediment rose with both his leg and his walking stick, they saw it. The unmistakable shimmer of Plutus's very blood. By the next morning, they were both at the river with sieves and shovels. By the night, the whole town had joined them. Mine! It's all mine! Excellent. So, now that I've got a bunch of gold mines in California, let me see if I can found one of my gold companies. I should be able to found a gold company at this point. Still no? See, how to... It used to... Yeah, potential headquarters location California, but... Need 5 building levels to transfer the company, currently 2. But I have 10 levels in California. Does it only want fields and not mines? That's bananas. Do I need to subsidize them? I don't understand. I currently own 8 levels. 2 are owned by financial districts in New York. I don't get it. Why can't I turn them into a company? And then I've got a different company that's headquartered somewhere else that I could also potentially create, right? Are they in Homelands? I don't like this, honestly. I'm feeling like this was a lot easier to do in earlier updates. I'm not really sure why things aren't going the way I would expect them to go. So, Overlord actions, decrease autonomy, Shazam. So now they're defiant, but they'll continue to be reduced in autonomy. I'm going to reduce subject payments. It's going to cost me practically nothing, and it's going to get their liberty desire going down even faster. So, how long until I can wage my war against Yucatan? 4 months. And Mexico, I should have the same truce. Yeah, here we go. So, if I break off a little bit more territory from Mexico, that'll be something I can easily do during an additional war. They're guaranteeing the independence of Los Altos. I'll be sure to devour Los Altos reasonably soon. And that'll be nice. So let's take a pass through our puppet states and see who needs to have their government changed. Guatemala, you're an autocracy. I think it's time you had universal suffrage. Wait, hold on. I can do this through the through the block leader actions. Yes, here we go. It cost me 10% cohesion, but that's not that big a deal. Shazam. Yeah, so that still puts us at pretty high cohesion. And cohesion's going up. Honduras, are you autocratic as well? Okay, so now they're universal suffrage. Honduras, you're autocratic. Can you become voting? Not like that. So we will do the same. Bam. Alright, Nicaragua. You're an oligarchy. I think I may have... had oligarchy not get lost last time I did this with a country. So I'm going to try it here. Then we'll see what happens with that. Okay, hold on. I'm going to let it go for a week and see if it flips over. And if not, then enforcing oligarchy to... No, okay, they've stayed oligarchic. So, that's interesting. That's good to know. Very good to know. 12 more weeks. So this is until end of September. Obviously, I've cost myself quite a bit of cohesion, but that's okay. I'm still getting mandates at a pretty solid rate. Let's bring in Chile. Beautiful. I just unlocked something. Ooh, wasn't paying very close attention to tech. I unlocked... Was it dynamite? No, I'd already gotten dynamite for sure. Mechanized workshops? Corporatism. Excellent. No, I definitely already have mechanized workshops. That was very dumb. I did a dumb here. Was it something in the military set, maybe? It was ironclad. I had ironclad spreading to me. That's actually quite good. Let's go ahead and grab the American Navy. We'll dock them, and we'll upgrade all of those tasty, tasty man-o-wars into ironclads. And in order to do this, I'm going to need to start producing some military ships. So we'll start doing that. And I think... Let me see. Each military ship is going to output a total... a shipyard is going to output 60 ironclads. Each ironclads unit has a goods cost of 3 ironclads. So I've got 20 ironclads. Okay, so only flipping one over should be just fine in terms of producing the number of ironclads that I need. Corporatist movement. Oh, maybe I unlocked corporatism. That's what happened. Alright, so corporatist movement. What do you want? What do you want out of life, corporatist movement? You want to make the religious... You want to make the things religious. You also want regulatory bodies, but not workers' protections, interestingly. You want wage subsidies, that's fine. Alright, so I'm not super duper worried about that. We do have... Are you going to flip over to another song? Well, there's an event. Alright, we'll do it ourselves. So, a doctrine of iron and steam. The introduction of vessels with metal-skinned hulls represents nothing less than a revolution in naval warfare. Near impervious to traditional types of shot, Admiral David Farragut assures us that American dominion of the seas will be absolute. While wooden ships with iron men might beat iron ships with wooden men, it sure doesn't hurt to have the armor on our side. This will make our line of battle invincible, extra Navy defense, metal bows, metal rams, what could go wrong, extra Navy offense, reduced Navy defense, or the United States of America rules the waves, 10% prestige from Navy power projection. I don't think all that much of our prestige is from Navy power projection. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, only 135. So, yeah, I don't think we need the prestige that much, so I'll just take the extra defense. I don't want to take a defense penalty on this stuff. We're continuing to chip away at our national debt, and that's going pretty well. We got ourselves a unidirectional truce with Los Altos. I'll be able to annex them before too long. See, I'm at a little bit of an impasse here, because if I turn these countries into puppet states, that will allow me to have much greater leeway in affecting their laws, which is something I want to do, for sure. But for now, I want to leave them as protectorates, because I don't want to be redistributing income away from these much smaller countries to me. That just seems like a fool's errand, to be completely honest. Alright, let's go after Yucatan. Do you have anyone who might be a problem? Is it because our relations are too good? It's because our relations are too good. I don't want to expel their diplomats because Okay, if I expel diplomats, it's going to give me 10 infamy. I really don't want to do that. It's going to decay relations by 30. Gosh, I really didn't plan that well at all. Anyway, it's alright. We'll start damaging relations. Maybe we'll get up to some other nonsense. Maybe we'll take a swing at Mexico to break off more of the country while we're waiting on that. So if I grab Baja California, that's 6.6 infamy. Sonora, 9.8. Chihuahua, 8.6. Rio Grande, 9.5. So I could just sort of rip off the northern chunk of Mexico, which I already did, frankly. On the other hand, I could make them a protectorate. That's 47.5 infamy. That would for sure be extreme. On the other hand, I could improve relations, get investment rights, and try to pull them back into my customs union, into my power bloc. Because, you know, I wouldn't like them to be hyper weak. They do have a bunch of claims on me, though. Like, that's part of the reason they're antagonistic, is because they got a lot of claims. Hostile relations, natural enemy, militarily threatening neighbor. So, I don't know. You know what? Heck it. I don't want to wait. Where is it? Get out of here. $14.1 infamy. That's a lot, but it's got to happen. And we've got a front, which should be fine. I don't think I'm going to need an overwhelming abundance of force here. So I'm just going to mobilize the regular and observation armies and place them on the front, and that should be fine. Mexico is probably going to intervene, potentially, but that'll just let me grab more stuff. Guatemala, you want transfer subject. What an interesting option. What if I transferred Nicaragua to them? Nicaragua's still an oligarchy. That would be interesting. You know, it's not bad necessarily to consolidate some of these countries, but, you know, a United States of Central America is a better subject to have than a bunch of small states. I could do that through annexation, but I would need to figure out which one I want to sort of make the primary one, and obviously a lot of baggage kind of comes with that. Can I make my gold company yet? Not yet. Cheapers. How much longer is this going to take? I do not know. Maybe we need more people in California. Maybe that's really the issue. Maybe they need to be fully employed, basically, for this to work. Or maybe I need to keep my investment pool bigger so that the investment pool will buy them, then they'll be privately owned, and we can turn them into company controlled things. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how the mechanic there works. So interestingly, Mexico has decided not to fight on this, which is fine. Are they still giving me cash? No, they're no longer giving me cash, which is just fine. I don't need their money. How is Los Altos doing from a Liberty Desire perspective? Going down by 15 per week. 2 arms. That's not too bad. So this should be a nice short war, and then we'll close out the episode. And obviously I'm going to hold this territory. Maybe I'll release Maya just as it is. Then when I annex Los Altos, I'll pass Maya their way. But no, because then I No, I don't want to do that, because I don't want Maya to have increased liberty desire for me annexing Los Altos. That's going to create a problem with all of my other places as well. Speaking of which, yeah, I think it's time to get mutual funds. Excellent. So, let's grab our financial sectors. Can I go to a third? No, not yet. Let's grab our financial sectors, and should be all the way at the bottom, right? Yes. If we go to publicly traded, that's more bureaucrats, more clerks, fewer shopkeepers, and maybe that... I think you'll be fine. I think you think you'll be down bad, but you'll actually be fine. Mutually beneficial. Now that we have more publicly traded companies, we should focus on what comes next. I don't see the problem. What's wrong with more money? You're telling me that if they offered you more, you would say no? It's not about getting more money. It's about who's getting more money. The rich get richer, it would appear. This might affect our politics, stronger industrialists, stronger trade unions. Maybe we can use this elsewhere. Extra progress on international exchange standards. I think I'm going to go with the second one. I don't necessarily want the the industrialists to be much... I don't have a vested interest in making them stronger than they are. On the other hand, my desire to release Maya right now is really, really high. So I'm going to do that. Where are we? Here we go. Release a subject country. Release. We will reduce subject payments. And we will improve relations. So, how are things going in Yucatan? They're going okay. They're building a government admin. That's just fine. Let's go ahead and build a logging camp and a paper mill, since they're going to have government admin. Since they're going to need paper for government admin. I'll build up actually 2 logging camps. That should be fine. That'll increase participation in the overall structure of the government. They're going to need a railway eventually, so reasonable to build that up. Now, what other resources are in Los Altos? Not a lot of natural resources here, but plenty to sort of kick things off with. Obviously, the population of Los Altos is half Mexican at this point, but you know, it's still. I think this is still a Maya homeland. Yes, it's still a Maya homeland. I think it's the only. Yeah, all these areas are homelands to different Mesoamerican civilizations. So we don't necessarily want to. I don't necessarily want to break those off. So do I want to? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try improving relations with Mexico. I've gotten everything I need from them because I'm only going for the historical territory. Chile sides with Argentina against the Mapuche. That's fine. So. Yeah, I actually don't see any reason to have a problem with Mexico whatsoever. I think now's the time. Now's the time for reconciliation. How's my leverage over Chile? Is it still high? Yes, they're in the Power Bloc. Yeah, 313. So that's pretty rock solid. Relations with Peru, Bolivia are improving. So we could start working on them at a later point. With that having been said, we're technically still in July, so it's still the middle of the year. So I'm going to put a pin in the episode. So yeah, so that's all there is for today, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.